Hey yo, I'm Vu and welcome back to another episode of RimWorld. Let's get started, shall we? So, before I play the games, and I'm playing the game during the intro, we actually need to consider what we're going to do about this raid. Now, there's quite a few people. This is on from the last episode. Yes, so there's quite a few people and we need to work out what they're doing and how we're going to manage it. Okay, so when we take a look at these people, we know, well, for starters, we know that they're all tribals, so they're relatively easy to deal with. They don't have much armor, but they have a very good or a very high chance of flooding. So just pouring in faster than we can actually kill them with our weapons. But what I'm curious about is... here we are. There is a couple of people coming in now, because I was very sure that they're attacking immediately. I could be wrong there. And Sparkles, why are you recruited? Okay, well, I'll let you be then. I have no idea what's up with that. Anyhow, back up to here. No one else is recruited. So we know that these people are, in general, coming through the main entrance. The telescope's indoors, or in our main area. Wooden doors are only internal to the base. And yet other guys are wandering in. Of course, you're going to attack the snowman. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't think our colonists will be too happy about that. No, we're going to defend the snowman's honour. Okay, let's continue on playing and see how long it takes for these guys to get down. So I suspect maybe when they reach maybe here, we'll grab people and... Oops, restrictions, yep. And set them up, like probably now is a great time. So who are we going to grab? Everyone but Toxo. Yeah. So that's pretty much everyone able-bodied and capable of fighting. And the other thing is just to check everyone else's weapons. Because that's something we haven't done on a few times, which has caused us a few issues. Okay, that's fine. Toxo doesn't have a weapon. It's nothing to concern myself with, and looks like we're good. One last step is the animals. Now, like I said many times before, we don't want to lose Falcon, so we always change the master to Toxo. It does make Falcon a little bit happy. Oh, I just called Falcon the dog, didn't I? It's Freckles the dog, and we actually do have a grizzly bear, which for some reason we acquired last episode. It randomly became tame. But no, everyone get an order, and we start just working out whereabouts everyone is going to be standing. So I think Falcon on the left, bats, melee weapons, we'll pull you out a little further. Grenades, I think we're going to keep you direct and centre. It may, of course, destroy some of our traps, which is a pain. It is very tempting just to have no grenades and not use grenades, just because the sheer amount of damage and just the pattern that we use in our main defences. Yeah. Okay, no, we'll still put you in the centre. Sparkles, you got Pillar, just on the front line. Crocodile, you got another melee, so we'll put you on the right side. Orange, also melee, right side. I think we still have a little bit more time, and we do. And Squid, what are you doing? You're vomiting. I know you're scared, I know you're afraid with this big tribal bunch coming in, but now is not the time to be vomiting from a hangover. Right, you're hungover. You don't have like a inhibition, like a what's it? A preference. I don't think that's a word I was looking for, but that's close enough. To alcohol, no. Okay, interesting. And obviously once you get down here, you've just got a range weapon, so we'll set you up like everyone else. Now, Fu, I'm going to put you on the outside edge just so you don't shoot people in the back, because I'm none too pleased when you do that. And, oh, pretty much everyone else is melee. We really do need a few more ranged people, honestly. Let's see. And that should do the job there. So, Squid, you finished vomiting, or are you going to take a little bit longer? You're also still bleeding. Blood loss is trivial, so no, I think we can still pull you onto the front line, so go here. And you won't get here in time either. Oh, okay, time to slow things down and keep an eye on what's happening and what we need to worry about first. So, okay, we're dealing with a few people, and the grenade is making distance. Now, I have a feeling what I will end up doing is just making sure there are no traps just here. Or maybe just even slightly bigger. So whereabouts is this located? This is... oh, in line with this bedroom, lower half. So we'll leave probably a 3x3 gap here, just so we can throw grenades in, and then we don't have to worry too much about our traps being blown up. Assuming Bauer has a strong arm and can continue throwing those grenades in the centre of all of them. Which I believe is nearly the case, always. Oh, that's going to be a good explosion. Yep. I believe they just actually took out one of our turrets as well. And they're fleeing. No more grenades, Bauer. We don't need them to have... Oh, I like you did throw another one. Okay, so if we want to try and improve our grenades, because that seems to have been one of the best things about this tribal raid, the grenades. So yeah, I think in general it was a good idea having a small gap here, but I'm wondering if it's then not worth putting turrets. Now we do need the turret still, and we still want to set up defences and the rest of it. Maybe I'll think about it when we start rebuilding and re-cleaning up this area, because this is going to take a bit of time. We're also going to get all the steel back. Yep, that is certainly going to take a while. There we go. Unforbid everything, please. There we go. A lot of those are very poor quality items, but they're still worth a bit. Actually, no, they're not, because I'm selling most of them just because we don't have the room. Yeah, that's just another bit of work for our colonists to do. So, first things first. Oh, can I? I'm actually going to unrecruit you guys. Just so you don't shoot anyone who's still possibly alive. So there is Crab the Digger, which obviously gives me the impression that they are a miner. They are technically a miner. They're not much of a miner. Oh, I guess 10 is pretty good, but you know, I always consider 20 is good. No, high standards I certainly have. So we have you good at construction, growing, mining, artistic. You're at 4. No passion, because we are looking for someone with passion who's artistic, just so we can continue making art and selling it, because that's always a good source of income. Okay, so we've got crafting, melee. I think we are probably just going to patch you up and send you on your way. There's no reason to keep you around. Yeah, I like that idea. So we're going to not consume a corpse, but capture Crab the Digger. Make sure they're patched up. Make sure they don't get any medicine. The 3 units of medicine. That's not a lot of medicine. We certainly need to increase the heal route. So, well, that gives us a bit of a plan for what we can do later on this episode. So we will, of course, be expanding our heal route area. Probably making a second growing area. I know that's going to use a fairly large amount of power, but it should be worth it. Yep, or the other option is get rid of the Devil Strand, because I don't know if we're really using that. Okay, so we'll sort that out another time. First of all, we just have to make sure that Crab over here gets patched up and sent on their way. Hopefully you're not dead. And there we go, you're in bed. So let's set these configs up. So you don't get food, you are not going to get proper medicine, but you are going to be released ASAP. I don't think we want any body parts off of you, like maybe a lung or something. No, because I think most of our colonists are perfectly fine in that department. We don't want to be giving you a Scyther Blade. That sounds like a really, really bad idea. Okay, so how about if we check to see if any colonists are missing a body part that we could actually replace. Now, a lot of the index fingers and body and hands and legs you can't replace, I don't believe. So I'm really looking for something like a lung or just an organ. Hangover, yeah, we know about that. No, by the looks of it, there isn't anything which we can take off of Crab. I just double checking. Yeah. Okay. Oh, maybe a liver. Liver might not hurt actually, especially with what's her name still hungover, liable to kill themselves with liver poisoning. Oh well, we'll keep things moving on, make sure the repairing's getting done, and obviously keep people still restricted to within, I think, the home area is perfectly fine. Okay, so we'll get on to moving on with dealing with the hill route in just a second, but I want to actually check power. Because the power is, actually it's currently negative. Now we need to do something about that. And that probably would explain why. Oh, blocked by... Oh. Ah. This is blocked by roof. I never realised. I thought this was a component issue. But no, the components were probably used up and I never clicked. Well, we can fix that up. Obviously it's going to take a little bit of time, but glad I spotted it now. There we go. Make that a no roof area, and oops, I need to actually make that bigger by, let's see, mix it 1 extra block on the left. Okay, that should be fine, but I will grab someone ASAP to do it, but you can't do it because we need someone assigned to construction. Yeah, get Toxo over here and remove all the area. Gosh, do I have to really do this by hand? And that area is reserved by bat. There we go. Okay, that gives us a little bit of power. That's still not enough to make us positive. So no, we are most certainly, I think, at this point, going to go for this area here, which is then a whole lot of work to just get this last little bit of wall in. Now that said, when we start dismantling this, we'll certainly get a few materials back, but whether or not we want to sort of roll the dice and hope for the best while our walls are down or our defences are down, I'm not sure if that's a great idea. No, so what I think I'll sort of mark it to be built, and when the majority of it's built, I then might start breaking down the wall, which, you know, then the blocks will get transferred between the 2 points, so let's actually do that. So we want to grab sandstone blocks, because that's what we have used for the majority of our outside. And, okay, interesting. There's a small little marsh area here. How big is it? Oh, it's tiny. That is an absolute pain. How far does it go across? I kind of wish it wasn't frozen, because then I'd be able to see. Maybe we'll just work around it. So it's here to there to up to here. And down and across. Yep, actually, since we don't need to fill it in the corners, we can save ourselves a couple of blocks here and there. Okay, well that means the moisture pump, once we finish researching it, which I think if we finish researching it, I probably haven't been paying attention. Or at least, at the very least, I cannot recall it right now. So no, let's take a look. Where's the research? No, not research. I am looking for, is it miscellaneous? Oh no, so we actually have the moisture pump. Okay, that's really good. So if we chose a location, we could place it down. And it costs 5 components. Right, that's 5 components we don't have right now either. Okay, it's not the end of the world. We can work with it. We can certainly work with it. And yep, there goes the power. I wonder... Oh, sorry, I meant to take a look at the Berserk. So Falcon, you're having a bit of a spit, and you're fighting Toxo, who is a bit of a pacifist at times, and I just realised their priority, or their preference mode when enemies nearby was set to flee. Not that what it was set to ignore, which is not what we want. We would rather them flee. So Falcon, let's see. Why are you unhappy? Because I've closed the menu already. There's a lot of reasons. Your lover died, you broke up with Bat, you absorbed a corpse, slept in the cold, ate without a table. Yeah. I really hate this 8 without a table one, because it's one of the most stupid, oh, maybe not the stupidest, but it's just one of the more frustrating things. So when they eat food, if there's not a table in a relatively close distance, they will eat it on the ground. So that means if someone is living up here, they won't walk down to here in order to use the dining room, or the family room, or the living room. What are we calling this? What does the game call it? They call it Stephen's Barracks. Ah, because we've got beds here. Okay, that's fair enough. Not really what I wanted, but we'll work with it. Okay, so how are we gonna manage this? Who are we gonna grab to beat up a Falcon? Because obviously we can't let them continue to roam around. They're completely healthy, so it's unlikely that they'll die from our little punching fight thing. I think we'll grab Fu. Fu doesn't have a melee weapon, or a weapon that can be used in a melee-like fashion. Orange does. I think I might still grab Orange just to come up here. We'll get them to drop their weapon. And it should still turn out fine, I hope. But obviously you're running up that way. And... oops. I'm going to get you to drop your weapon now. Drop it. Keep it unforbidden. And I'll just make sure to get you to pick it up straight after this fight. So Falcon, you going to give up for us? Or do we have to really give you a few old bruises and cracks? A couple of whammies around the face, and there we go. Excellent, so you're not dead, and you haven't lost any more body parts, so that's good to see. Orange, you can grab your weapon back, and we'll actually get food to rescue Falcon, like so. Good. Problem solved. I just wish it didn't happen. Well, now it is getting very close to night time, so I think we're going to take a small break, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Oh, well, that's quite a start to the day. Another Berserk. We really need to crack down on these moods. Well, cracking down probably wouldn't help on moods. Probably make people more frustrated. But no, Falcon, you've cracked once again, and why is that? You're experiencing acute pain, and that is because we had to literally punch you down before. We were Crocodile was patching you up slowly. He does actually have a missing arm. You have to forgive him. He's not the most handy. Oh, I was hoping to make a pun there. He's not the handiest person around these days. I got it eventually. Okay, so no, we're gonna get Crocodile out of this room because I prefer you not to fight. Oh, I should have got you to run faster. Oh, get you through the door, and yeah, Falcon, can you just stay there for the time being? Okay, this is the issue. If I let Crocodile, after of course force him to drop his weapon, beat down on Falcon, there is a possibility that Falcon here loses a body part. Let's take a look at how damaged their items, his body parts are. See, the torso is my biggest fear. See, it's already it's 13 out of 40, which means we run the risk of, if we beat him down, a couple of well-placed fists will kill him. And we can't have that now, so no. Crocodile, you're going to continue to run out that way. Please continue running that way. And get through, and Falcon should obviously ignore you. Actually, Stephen, can we get you to close the door? Thank you. And Crocodile, get you to run down across now. Even better. And outside. Oh, and all this is a very slow walk as well. And there we go. Falcon is no longer interested in Crocodile, and Crocodile should... Oops. See, a bit of an issue. Recruiting someone who I paused causes them to attack on the same tick. Not what I wanted. Falcon, how are you going then? You get a bruise to the club on the left leg. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Crocodile, will get you to run down here. No more fighting, please. There's a bit of a cooldown as well on that weapon. I love it how Falcon's just sort of bashing through the wall there. Okay, we'll keep him running. We might have to bait Falcon back up the top, just so they don't just so Falcon doesn't get too close to our colonists. Yep, now continue running away, and oops, Stephen, you can be unrecruited as well. Do your own thing. Crocodile, there we go. So we'll keep an eye on Falcon. Falcon should eventually pass out due to tiredness, and then we'll pick them up and help them out. Now, I'm not going to recruit Stephen just because of the proximity, and then we'll quickly get Stephen just out of the way. As far as possible away from Falcon. What are we going to do with you, Falcon? Hopefully not put you in a grave during this episode. Even better, we're in a daze. Stephen's in a daze. And now you two are... Well, actually no, you two aren't going to fight. Ed's going to take a small little beating. Okay, I'll let you flee, I'll let you do your own thing. Maybe I'll stop micromanaging it. Could really help it out. Probably help out this situation a bit. And yeah, here we go. Crab has finally exited the map, which means our relationships with Senrelax Tokos is much improved. It's down to -21. We're nearly there. We're nearly in the positives. Now, I suppose this one was actually positive. That's interesting, and even the Acrobat's tree is only a goodwill of 1. Is it because when they've died on this map, their relationship or goodwill to us has decreased? I hope that's not the case, honestly. I'll have to keep an eye on that, but that's, another time. And, Falcon's on the ground. Stephen, no more beating up Falcon, and Falcon, you must be seriously injured now. Yeah, you've certainly taken a few bruises, but your torso has healed up slightly, which has helped. Ed, we'll get you to rescue Falcon, then obviously someone get around to treating them properly. Phew, that was quite an event. Multiple breaks and multiple pieces of unhappiness. Well, let's continue on with what we planned to do earlier on during this episode, which is actually work out what we're going to do. Oops, about this hill. Just the hill route, just that one. Thank you. Now, originally what I thought was we could actually just build another one of these zones, which is what I'm thinking of doing. Probably putting one up top, if we can build out the entire region. But the issue is, I think these sun lamps require components. No, they don't. Oh, that's nice. So whereabouts do we want to place it then? Well, we could try and tuck it just behind this one here. That could certainly work out. Though I suspect we won't. Ooh, very tempted. I mean, even putting another building here could be a lot easier. It's a lot closer. But it is kind of in the way. And this is a really nice place to put another building, of course, once we pull down one of these turbines. You know what, I think... Oh wait, this is probably all marshland along this edge as well, which means it's going to be an absolute pain if we want to build another growing field up top. Okay, no, we'll push it down below. I suspect we'll just keep it in line. Do we want to keep a gap and stage it like we have been doing? It's not a bad idea. It does try to maximize some of the space that we have got. Let's see, that should be just there. Now also that's outside of home zone and people will not be walking around to it. Yep, just outside. So maybe it is time to unrestrict a few people. No, I think what we're going to do is just going to expand the home zone. It's going to be the easiest thing. So we'll just expand it to that region. Should do the trick. So eventually someone will walk around and build it with the leftover steel that we have. Assuming we still have steel. Do we have steel? We have 203 units of steel. And obviously a lot more slag. Oh wait, I have nearly forgotten as well. We've still got to deal with these bodies and the other traps which have just been blown up. Okay, well, you know what we said before? We are going to probably keep this lower area clean of traps and move them up top, just so the grenades can really do their business. And obviously the turrets as well. The turrets can be in the lower half, which should work fine. So how are we going to stage things now? I suspect we might just start here and then obviously put maybe one or two more traps. Something like that. And then we'll just keep pushing it on up. Keep pushing it on up. Keep pushing it up. Keep pushing it on up. Keep pushing it up. Yes. There we go. That should work. And obviously I'm just going to ignore a lot of this. And did we get another animal self-taming? No, that must just be an old message then. Okay, well that's fine. But obviously people probably won't be getting around to this first thing because there are other jobs which take higher priority. Okay, yeah, no, these mental breaks are really having an issue. Just the amount of wasted time. So Bao, you're unhappy about your... I really need to be checking about what's going on. Okay, well, hopefully it's not too much of an issue. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what's going wrong. Now, people have been complaining about heating issues, and I thought for a second someone died, and I wasn't going to be too impressed if that was the case. So they're complaining about heating issues. Now, that's a little bit of a nuisance, but we can certainly deal with it. Now, we've tried to do our best with the heating in these rooms by using the geothermal generator, but it's not really keeping up. So I think what I'm doing, instead of having a heater in every single bedroom, we can just place it probably just in this area here. So I'm thinking maybe the outer edge, we're just going to dedicate to heaters. So whereabouts is it? So I want to first unmark the zone, something like that, because the idea is you'll have heater, and that should sufficiently heat up this region. And hopefully even into these rooms here once we close it off, because that's what I'm hoping to do. So I'll just unmark it. We've still got enough space for batteries, not as much as before. So we'll just have to see how things go. Now, this is going to be a nuisance. An absolute bloody nuisance. No components. We have no components anywhere. Well, they're outside the map, but we haven't got around to mining them. And given that this is volcanic winter, it takes forever to walk through all the snow. And actually, hello, there are components still sitting out there, so maybe if someone could haul them in, that wouldn't be too bad. And we have a starvation. Why is that? Stephen and Crocodile. Well, okay, that's fair enough. You are wandering. You're probably also very freezing as well. You're also going into withdrawals with Wake Up. We don't have any more Wake Up? That shouldn't be the case. We have... Oh, Yayo. Right. You're running out of Wake Up. You are seriously running out. So how's the research going? We are very close to getting Wake Up, but I do suspect we'll be needing the other drug, because you have smoked leaf, which is what we got up top, but you will also need, was it cycloid plant? I believe that's the other one. Let's take a look then. So, cotton, we just passed it then. Yeah, cycloid plant, minimum skill is 6, so no, we actually do need to set it up. Oh, and the door's open, which means all the heat's gone and the plants will slowly be dying. No, 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 no. Toxo, get over here and close that door for me. Thank you. Job done. Phew. Oh, that was a close call, and it slowly heat up. It's going to use a bit of power to do so, and the plants aren't dying on me. Well, they're not growing, but... Nope, okay, now they're fine. Good, good, good. And I meant to take a look at Crocodile. Because where does Crocodile disappeared to? Crocodile, where are you? Crocodile. Okay, you're having a bit of a break as well. But you're up top, and you're also in your room. So you... Well, okay, you're hiding in your room. Fair enough. How bad's your mood then after all that? So, sad for thoughts, your friend and your brother died. Yes, I can understand that being a possible issue with your mood. But apart from that, you're not too bad off. How's your heat? You're not complaining about heat, so even when it's minus 20 in these rooms, I'd be freezing off limbs at that point. Oh, well, you really do need to start working on this heating, which obviously requires the components which we need to get done. So, you know what, maybe let's see, Bat can actually do some hauling, so we're going to unrestrict Bat just for a second, so we can grab a couple of components, or maybe even do a bit more mining. No, actually, what am I saying? We're just going to unrestrict everyone, just so in the morning we can get more work done outside the perimeter, like the mining. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Okay, well, that wasn't much of a break, but Stephen has collapsed due to extreme exhaustion, which is probably also to do with hypothermia. Serious hypothermia, which may cause you to lose some body parts if you don't get there fast. So, Bat, you're going to prioritise feeding Stephen. No, I'd prefer you not to, and no, I don't want you to rest Stephen either. Can we wake Stephen up? Maybe that's an option. We can. Seeking safe temperature? Thank you. Please just stay somewhere where it's warm. Because that's still not enough to deal with your hypothermia. Sorry, I'm just going to grab you for a second longer. Close the door on you, and just so the hypothermia goes away. Shivering. Cool. Let you go. Have some food, and things should be much better. Okay. Things are getting done. We're dealing with it. Starting to look better. Okay. Whew. Oh. You know, as soon as I say we're going to let people outside the zone, bad things start happening. But this time it's actually inside the zone because I spotted this. So Sparkles are being attacked by a wild dog. Let's deal with it. ASAP. You can melee attack the wolf, and Bauer, you've got grenades. Oh. As long as you continue to melee, I don't think we'll have too much of an issue. But everyone else is really too far away to help out. I think the best we can do is just grab food and see what happens. Oh, and wake up's done. Hey! Ah, that's really good. So we should be able to start producing enough for Stephen and Stephen's needs. And maybe even use it on some other people, because it does provide some really positive effects. Okay, so what we're going to do, pause it in the background and then just take a quick look at the research. What we can research next. We could do cycloid refining, which gives us flake and yeo, but the thing is we don't use either of those two. Well, not yet at least. So I don't think that's probably the best use of our time. I suspect maybe continuing on with hospital bed. Well, I say continuing on because I thought we did start the research. Well, it doesn't seem to be the case down here. Anyhow, I think, yeah, it's going to be the best thing for us. It's going to keep people healthier. And it's certainly going to fix one of the major one of the major issues we've had previously, which was, you know, Val's death was caused by infection. That still kind of bums me out, I admit. So, Ed, we're actually going to grab you, and we're going to see if we can pull you up to the deal with this Arctic fox. I don't suspect anyone else will get up there in time, so hopefully Sparkles will make it through and we'll be fine. Let's see, you've certainly taken a few more bites and scratches than I'd like. but no lost body parts, which is the major issue. And yep, that said you might lose a foot at this rate. Oh wait, the dog's dead. Never mind. Looks like we're fine after all. Sparkles, you get to... Well, I won't let you do anything. I'm just going to force you to get into bed, which you... Well, you're going to go into your own bed because we don't have any hospital beds or medical beds set up. Okay, that's fair enough. Hopefully you don't bleed out by the time you get there because it's taking you a while. And where else is food? Yep, there we go. I'll recruit you two. Get back to work. Okay. Looks like we're on the up and steady. Is it a thing people say? I don't know. I wouldn't say it personally, but what it was worth just putting it in. And we've got a psychoid binge. Rather you not waste the drugs where possible. Maybe these cargo pods will provide us something useful. Like silver. Oh, that's actually really good. And I will haul in these steel slag chunks just because it's always good to have a few extra bits of steel around, or at least ability to smelt the steel back. Not that we actually have the space now that I realise either. And oh come on guys, another mental break? You are really not a very happy chappy, are you, Falcon? And whereabouts are you? Okay, you're on top, but you are coming back inside. No, that's acceptable. Okay, so what can we do to deal with your mood? Now, the thing is that their base mood right now is only just below the minor break threshold. And that's kind of disappointing that it's happened, what's that, 3 times in one episode? Maybe it's worth seeing if we can just give you a little bit of extra medicine. I mean, we won't be able to give you anything right now, but if we could give you maybe a few smoked leaves, that would be nice. Actually, what am I saying? Hello, hello, hello. Where are you? Social drugs. Let's edit this. Everyone's been set up for social drugs, so I'm thinking we can actually set the policies correctly now. Okay, so what this says here is the social drugs have been set up for beer and smoked leaf, just during social times. But the thing is, I think we need to schedule it a bit, make sure people are happy 24/7. So I don't think we're going to use beer because beer has a few other side effects. I think smoked leaf is a lot better for our colonists. Wow, that seemed very political all of a sudden. And I think maybe if everyone smoked one a day, that'd probably be too much. Maybe we say every day, only if the joy is below 40%. I think will do the trick. Only if joy. Oh, only if mood. Wait a second. I meant to say mood. So dropped that to 40. I think that will do the trick, and that should certainly work with Falcon. And since this is a policy for everyone, should pass on. Let's see, Falcon. Social drugs, awesome. It's been set up. So if we take a look at your mood, it is 31%. And your break threshold is 35. So no, that should work out fine. Okay, well, can you continue things playing on, and we'll wait for you to obviously wander sadly back to your room. That's going to take quite a while in this weather. Quite a while indeed. Now, has anyone got around to building the sun lamp? Oh good, they have. And things line up as well. And that was the other side. I've been meaning to do this. Well, I say meaning, like I just remembered that it's another job that needs to be done. I should start writing a list. It'll probably be a lot easier to keep track of things, but we need more wood. Now, the cool thing about it is I can just designate the work to be done, and people will just literally fly off their feet and get it done ASAP. So I think we're just going to chop these trees just around here, which should do the trick. So everyone should change their minds about what they were doing and start chopping trees, right? Whereabouts are you going? Harvesting pine tree. Yes. And that means it will give us the wood that we are running low on, or actually currently out of. Wow. We are out of wood. Yikes, I haven't been keeping an eye on things, have I? There's just so much to do and so much to keep track of. But no, having this wood should really keep us going. Okay, so what I was planning to do was actually, let's see, designate the growing zone, which, interestingly enough, we are just the corner here can't be used. I'm assuming, okay, that's rough sandstone, gravel, rough sandstone, yeah, so that does cause a few issues. Now, I was hoping we'd make use of the entire space, but this time it doesn't look like we can. But I will actually mark this for wood right away, just so I don't forget it. So right around we go. Something like this. I think we might as well make use of this corner just because it's there. And no, we're not going to do diagonals. We're just going to keep it completely straight where we can. And yep, even patch up that gap and create, what's that, a 3x3 walkway is what we worked on? Yep, 3x3 does a trick, and look at that. It even makes it right down to this minor corridor here, which we've actually used as a stockpile. Or we have been using as a stockpile. So let's see. And yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so what I'll end up doing is just putting a door somewhere around here, and that should really work. But first, we need to deal with some other issues, other pressing matters. These pressing matters is Batter's overdosing. No, Bat, no! It's probably one of the worst things you could do, but at least we've got some really good doctors around, and it's only a minor overdose. So what does that mean? Drug overdose affects consciousness by 50%. Negative 50, I should say. That's not too much to worry about. It is a bit of a shame you're wasting the yo-yo, and this is part of the reason why I think burning it could really help us off. Or even selling it when a trader comes around, but no. Okay, last event. This is probably the last event of the episode as well. We have a psychic ship to deal with, and it is in the middle of nowhere, which would be right. It is over, what's that? Dirt and snow? Dirt? Soil? There is marsh area right around here as well, and I can't see where. Okay, I think we can still build our defences and still attack this ship head on, but that will certainly be for another episode, because we have a bit of time. It is a crash ship. It's not a poison ship, because the poison ship may be a bit more of an issue if the poison managed to reach up that far. Oh, actually, this is worse than a poison ship because we've been having so many bad moods. That's a real pain. So what are we going to do about it? Deal with that another episode. Yeah, I think it's really the only thing we can do. Okay. And I'm hoping no one is actually starting to plant this area. I don't want that done. So we're going to split this one into a cycled plant and a... what is it? It's a medical plant or heal root, yeah. And that should be sufficient, and that should really be able to keep up with the needs that we require in this colony. We certainly have the people, we're certainly getting quite a few injuries. So no, this should be good. It's just going to take us a little bit of time for it to get done. Okay, now I feel like there's something else that I'm missing and I'm forgetting, and I can't for the life of me think what it is. Yes, that's what it was. Because earlier on in the episode we finished the research for our Wake Up, which we know Stephen is really having a bit of an issue with right now. Where's Stephen? Stephen? Wake Up withdraw at 15%, which means we really need to be getting Wake Up to him fast. So let's take a look. Wake Up should, in theory, be produced at a drug lab, and we don't have a drug lab, do we? That would be right, wouldn't it? No drug lab? No drug lab. Everything else but a drug lab. Okay, no, that's fair enough. We weren't intending to use it very early on, but we certainly need one now. So let's actually build it, or at least mark it to be built. So over the next episode or so we can get it set up. So what are we using for the drug lab? Where is it? Drug lab. Silver, gold, steel, plus steel, wood or uranium. Well, it's going to be wood. We're not wasting other material. No reason at all. But in terms of where we're going to place it, like, part of me thinks we should put it in the drug cabinet because it is the right location for it, but you know, all the items are right down here. And even in terms of space we don't have much. I think it's just going to be placed here. Not the best location, but we'll work with it, as we've worked with it many times before. So I'm going to let things play on, and I'll see you guys in, well, the morning. Well, I think this is a good place to leave it for this episode. We've certainly got a lot of things done, and Bat is overdosing like there is no tomorrow, and it is very possible in this RimWorld that this is your last day, Bat, so make use of it well. But it is, like I said before, it is the end of the episode, so if you have anything to say, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But, as I've said in the past, and will say in the future, I'll see you around sometime.